Welcome to English Passage, your trusted companion on the journey to mastering the English language. This is the place where English is not just taught, but experienced through rich, relatable, and memorable stories. In this video, we're going to dive deep into one of the most common goals and challenges faced by English learners around the world: how to speak English fluently without hesitation. Have you ever found yourself stuck in silence when you wanted to say something in English? Have you prepared well, studied grammar, learned vocabulary, but still freeze up during real conversations? You are not alone. Hesitation is a challenge faced by learners of all levels. In this 30-minute session, we will not just explore quick tips or temporary fixes, we will go into the heart of language learning. We'll uncover the psychology, brain science, and everyday techniques that turn passive learners into confident speakers. And we'll do it all with our signature touch, through the power of storytelling. Phase 1. What is fluency? Let's begin by truly understanding what we mean when we say someone is fluent in English. Too often, fluency is confused with perfection. People assume a fluent speaker never makes mistakes, uses complex vocabulary, and speaks like a native. But these ideas are misleading. Fluency is about flow, the smooth and continuous ability to express your thoughts in English. It's not about fancy words or perfect grammar. It's about getting your message across clearly and comfortably. It's the ability to hold a conversation, explain an idea, or tell a story without getting mentally blocked or paralyzed by fear. A fluent speaker might still make grammar mistakes. They might pause briefly to think, but they can keep going. They speak with confidence and ease, and they're understood. Think about riding a bicycle. In the beginning, you focus on balance, pedaling, and not falling. But after enough practice, you ride effortlessly, almost without thinking. That's fluency in motion. And it's exactly how speaking English works. With enough exposure and practice, speaking becomes second nature. Phase 2. Why do people hesitate? Understanding hesitation is critical to overcoming it. When we hesitate while speaking English, it often has nothing to do with lack of knowledge. In fact, most learners who hesitate already know enough vocabulary and grammar to express themselves. So why do we freeze? Overthinking grammatical translation. Your brain is trying to convert your thoughts from your native language to English in real time. This creates a delay and causes uncertainty. 2. Fear of judgment. Many learners are afraid of being corrected, laughed at, or misunderstood. This fear creates anxiety and self-doubt. 3. Overthinking grammar. You might pause because you're not sure if your sentence is correct. You focus so much on correctness that you lose the natural rhythm of speech. 4. Lack of speaking habit. Reading and writing are not enough. Without regular speaking practice, your brain struggles to retrieve words quickly during conversations. Hesitation is a psychological block more than a linguistic one. Your mind wants to speak, but your fear or self-doubt interrupts the process. To overcome it, you must create a safe space to speak freely without pressure or judgment. And most importantly, you must practice regularly because hesitation fades when confidence grows. Phase 3. The role of the brain in speaking. Let's take a closer look at how our brain handles language. There are two primary types of memory involved. Declarative memory is where we store facts and information, such as grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and definitions. This is what most learners focus on in school. Procedural memory is responsible for skills and habits. This is the type of memory that helps you ride a bike, play an instrument, or, yes, speak a language fluently. Most traditional language learning focuses on declarative memory. That's why you might know the rule for past perfect tense, but struggle to use it in conversation. To speak fluently, you need to train your procedural memory, the ability to use language automatically and without conscious thought. This kind of memory is built through practice and repetition. Speaking English regularly, out loud, is what builds these brain pathways. You are literally training your brain to respond faster, more naturally, and with less effort. It's like training a muscle. The more you practice speaking, the easier it becomes for your brain to handle the task. Phase 4. Think in English. One of the most effective and transformative habits you can develop is the ability to think in English. Most learners make the mistake of forming a sentence in their native language and then translating it into English. This mental translation causes delays and disrupts fluency. When you think directly in English, your sentences come out faster and with more natural structure. You reduce pauses and hesitation because you're not constantly converting ideas from one language to another. How can you train yourself to think in English? Narrate your day. I'm walking to the market. It's a sunny day. I need to buy vegetables. Label your environment. Look around and say, that's a chair. This is my notebook. I am wearing shoes. Use your inner voice. When thinking to yourself, try to do it in English. This daily practice rewires your brain to use English as its primary language of thought. And the more you do it, the more fluent your speaking becomes. Phase 5. The Input-Output Method. Linguist Stephen Krashen introduced the idea of comprehensible input, the concept that we acquire language by understanding it first through listening and reading. But to become fluent, we must add the second half, output, using the language actively. Here's how it works. 1. Input. Listen to English audio or read English material that is just slightly above your current level. Stories are perfect for this. 2. Process. Understand the story or conversation. Notice how sentences are formed. 3. Output. Try to retell the story or describe what you heard using your own words. This method helps bridge the gap between passive knowledge and active speaking. It trains your brain to not only understand English, but to produce it spontaneously. Repeat this process daily. The more you listen and speak in a connected cycle, the faster your fluency will develop. Phase 6. Mistakes are part of the process. One of the biggest obstacles to fluency is the fear of making mistakes. Many learners avoid speaking because they are afraid of saying the wrong thing. But this fear slows down progress and kills confidence. Let's change the way you see mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. They are feedback. They show you where you need improvement. In fact, every mistake you make teaches you something. When a child learns to speak, they make thousands of errors. I go to the park is incorrect, but the child learns from correction. The brain stores the correct version through repeated experience. You must give yourself the same freedom. Speak with courage. If you say, she don't like coffee, and someone says, you mean she doesn't like coffee, smile and thank them. You just learned something that no grammar book could teach you as effectively. Embrace mistakes as part of your journey. The more you make, the more you learn. Phase 7. Speak every day. Consistency is the key to fluency. You don't need to speak for hours each day, but you must speak every single day. Even 10 minutes of focused speaking practice can make a big difference over time. Try these daily practices. 1. Mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror and have a short conversation with yourself. 2. Shadowing technique. listen to native speakers, and repeat their words immediately, copying their tone and speed. 3. Voice recording. Record your voice while talking about your day and then listen to it. 4. Describe activities aloud. While cooking, cleaning, or walking, describe what you're doing in English. Daily speaking creates rhythm. It helps your brain adapt, builds confidence, and makes English a living language, not just a subject you study. Phase 8. Learn through phrases and stories. Fluent speakers don't think word by word. They think in phrases, natural groups of words that often go together. These are called collocations. Examples include make a decision, catch a cold, take a shower. Learning through stories allows you to absorb these phrases naturally. When you hear them used in real-life contexts, your brain understands how they function. That's why stories are such a powerful tool for fluency. At English Passage, we believe that every learner remembers language better when it's connected to emotion, plot, and characters. Stories give life to the language. They give you patterns you can copy and reuse. When you learn English through storytelling, you learn how people actually speak, not just how textbooks tell you to speak. Phase 9. Change your mindset. Language learning is not just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about belief. The stories you tell yourself in your mind matter just as much as the stories you hear in English. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good at English, I can't speak fluently, I always make mistakes, you will create mental blocks. Instead, reprogram your inner dialogue. Every day, I'm improving. Fluency takes time, and I'm on the right path. Making mistakes is part of success. When you believe in your ability to grow, your brain becomes more open to learning. Your confidence increases. And as your confidence increases, so does your fluency. Congratulations! You've just explored the full, deep, and powerful theory behind speaking English fluently without hesitation. Let's quickly review. Fluency is about flow, not perfection. Hesitation comes from fear and lack of practice. The brain needs repetition and speaking to build fluency. Thinking in English speeds up your speech. Listening and speaking work best when used together. Mistakes are not your enemy, they're your teacher. Speak daily, no matter what. Learn phrases, not just words. Tell yourself a better story. You can become fluent. If you found value in this video, we warmly invite you to support our growing community by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement not only encourages us to create more meaningful content, but also helps other learners discover a story-based approach to learning English. If you know someone who's struggling with speaking English or lacks the confidence to communicate freely, please share this video with them. You might be giving them the key to unlock their fluency. Here at English Passage, we don't just teach English. We open doors to new worlds. We bring the language to life, one meaningful, relatable story at a time. Our goal is to make English feel like a familiar friend, not a distant subject. We do this through storytelling, through immersion, and through belief in every learner's ability to grow. Thank you for walking this path with us. See you in the next video, and until then, keep speaking bravely, keep learning joyfully, and always keep believing in your voice. Jai Hind, Vande Matram.